Oh, honey, buckle up, because the Katy Perry saga just hit a new level of absurdity. If you thought her Blue Origin space stunt was the end of it, think again. What started as a glamorous, high-flying PR dream has crash-landed into a full-blown scandal. And let's just say the apology tour is off to a tragic start. So here's the tea. Katy Perry isn't just dealing with angry fans anymore. This thing has exploded to the point where it's dragging down Blue Origin itself. Yes, even Jeff Bezos is getting heat. And it all stems from how Katy acted during and after her space flight. That diva meltdown didn't just rub fans the wrong way. It practically slapped them in the face on live TV. And now, every move she's made since has just poured gasoline on the fire. Remember how she initially reacted to the backlash? Instead of addressing concerns, she played the sexism card immediately. Oh yeah, she went for "this is bigotry in America" real quick, like that would magically erase the footage of her spiraling during the space broadcast. Let's not forget, her tour, Lifetime's tour, once a symbol of her comeback, has now become a total punchline. Fans aren't just walking away, they're running. And now that ticket sales have plummeted in key US cities, Katy is clearly in panic mode. And how does she respond? With an apology, and I use that word very loosely. "I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry to my world and to all the people that live on this earth. I think sometimes when you do something that is perceived as impossible for women to accomplish and to do together as a group, and you accomplish that, you can overreact and behave differently." What? Even was that? Let's break it down. She says sorry, then immediately flips it to a feminist speech about misunderstood greatness. Like, girl, we are not criticizing women, we're criticizing you, Katy. But it gets worse. She adds, "I do apologize if my emotions offended anyone out there, but one just does not understand the great accomplishment that we made as women." Like, excuse me? The "I'm sorry you were offended" energy is so loud, it's practically screaming into the void. Fans weren't mad that you showed emotion. They were mad because you acted like you discovered a new planet when you barely spent 2 minutes in zero gravity. Oh, but Katy wasn't done. She gave us the ultimate cringe moment when she said, "Sometimes I sort of feel like I have a sorry, not sorry type of thing going on in my head." Girl, you said the quiet part out loud. The one thing PR teams beg celebs not to say. And then the audacity. She starts talking about how special her accomplishment, such as when you take a closer look at what I accomplished. I mean, who wouldn't act like that? Coming down from space and landing back on this beautiful Mother Earth that supports live. I'm sorry, what did you accomplish? A 90-second float in a capsule built by Bezos? Sis, you didn't orbit the planet. You went on a rich people roller coaster. And here comes the cherry on top. We need to realize that we are all so special and one's behavior should not matter. So, behavior doesn't matter? Really? Just imagine anyone else saying that after a public meltdown and expecting applause. And fans? Oh, they're not buying a single word. The comment sections are brutal. People are calling it a textbook example of non-apology syndrome. You know, that celebrity disease where they act like victims while subtly blaming everyone else. And just when you think it can't get more tone deaf, surprise, Katy decides to make this space flight part of her tour. Yes, really. She's designing space-themed costumes. She's choreographing dance routines to honor Blue Origin, like it's some historic NASA mission. It's giving cosplay, not inspiration. I just don't want to give anything away at the moment, but I think everyone is going to be thrilled. We need to start supporting women more. It's 2025 now. She's using her space tantrum as a brand pivot. The Lifetime's tour is now officially a space odyssey. And guess what? She says, that is something I can never apologize for. You can't be serious. Apologies 101. If you want forgiveness, maybe don't declare there's nothing to be sorry about in the same breath as your apology. And just like clockwork, she drops the old Hollywood victim card. It is about time that we all realize that the reason why we gained so much criticism was that there is a lot of issues against women right now. We've heard this script before from Meghan Markle, from Rachel Zegler, now from Katy. It's the new celebrity trend. Deflect by turning every scandal into a social justice crusade. And while, yes, sexism is real, using it as a shield for personal accountability, that's manipulative. Then she really went off the rails We actually face the same exact risks that every single astronaut does every single day. Girl, no. Just no. Katy was in space for maybe 11 minutes total and floating for 90 seconds. NASA astronauts stay up there for months, conducting real science, facing radiation, risking their lives. Katy Perry took a $1 billion joyride and called it a groundbreaking achievement. This is exactly why people are mad. Not because women went to space, but because she's inflating her tourist experience into something legendary. Valentina Tereshkova, Sally Ride, Mae Jemison. These were real pioneers. Women have been astronauts since the 1960s. Katy Perry is not the face of that legacy, not even close. And that's the disconnect. This entire PR circus is making her look delusional. If she had just kept it simple, hey, I got carried away, I'm grateful, boom, redemption. But no. Instead, we're watching her spiral, trying to turn this controversy into a branding opportunity, all while ticket sales tank. And y'all, the business side is feeling the burn. Blue Origin is in damage control. Bezos thought sending a celeb into space would glamorize space tourism. Instead, it's become a meme factory, a full-blown PR disaster. All anyone's talking about is Katy Perry's breakdown, not Blue Origin's mission. And you know, Bezos didn't sign up for that. It's bigger than just Katy. This whole thing highlights a disturbing trend in Hollywood, the refusal to just admit fault. Say sorry and mean it. That's all people want. But celebs now are trained to deflect. I didn't mess up, society did. You're just jealous. It's misogyny, and it's so painfully transparent. And with Katy, we're seeing it play out in real time. She's not taking a break, not laying low. She's doubling down. Literally redesigning her whole tour around the thing people hated. That's not growth, that's denial. And the saddest part? Katy used to be loved for being real. She built her brand on authenticity, on quirky charm, on being the girl next door. But this is Hollywood ego on full display. The moment she said this was a sorry, not sorry situation, she lost a huge chunk of her audience because fans want honesty. They want humility, not scripted self-praise disguised as empowerment speeches. Even diehard fans are distancing themselves. You can see it in the numbers. Lifetime's tour is flopping in several cities. That's real-time feedback. And she's not listening. This could have been a triumph, a cool story. A celeb went to space, had a moment, shared it with the world, but she tried to make herself a martyr, not a messenger. And we're still here, a month later, watching her go through every stage of PR grief, except acceptance. So the real question is, will she ever just say, I messed up? Because until she does, people aren't buying the tour tickets, the space-themed merch, or the apology. Now here's where Katy Perry's PR disaster really turns cosmic, and not in a good way. After that spaceflight meltdown and half-hearted sorry, Katy tried to spin the backlash into inspiration? Yep. She claimed she went to space to gain a wider angle for her art. Apparently, that brief float in zero gravity was meant to spiritually fuel her lifetime's tour, and now she's turning that whole fiasco into part of her show. Space-themed costumes, Blue Origin dance numbers, the works. I just don't want to give anything away at the moment, but I think everyone is going to be thrilled. That is something I can never apologize for. Girl, you should definitely not be saying that in the middle of a scandal. Fans aren't mad you went to space. They're mad you acted like you invented space travel and then blamed all the criticism on sexism. And don't even get us started on the astronaut comparison. She literally said, we actually face the same exact risks that every single astronaut does. No, Katy, you did not. You took a suborbital selfie trip and floated for 90 seconds. That's not the same as living on the ISS for 6 months. Fans know the difference and they're calling her out everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Even her own YouTube comments are flooded with disbelief. And it's hitting her where it hurts, ticket sales. Reports are already showing serious drops in major cities. And while she doubles down with her galactic girl power tour makeover, fans are just... What's worse, she could have avoided this if she just came back down to earth, literally and figuratively, and said, hey, I got carried away. I'm thankful. It might have ended there, but she's choosing denial, turning backlash into branding, and fans see right through it. Now, Blue Origin's also taking the heat. What was supposed to boost space tourism has turned into a PR nightmare with Katy at the center. Bezos must be regretting that launch. In the end, this isn't about space. It's about celebrity ego. And Katy Perry? She went from pop queen to space diva and might be watching her legacy crash land for good if she doesn't really apologize soon.